You're good.
Sweet. Hi, welcome to Romantasy Illustrated. We have Amber V. Nicole, author of the Book of Azrael series, Gods and Monsters. We got some questions for her. So first off, I wanted to ask you, how are you enjoying your time here at the Fable?
I'm having so much fun. I love interacting and being around readers. We got to do some panels, we did some book signings, and it's just so fun, like the atmosphere, because like, you know, we all enjoy the same thing, so it's like, cool. So I feel like even though I'm an author, I'm like, okay, we're friends now, and we're friends now.
We
so
are.
It's been so fun. It's fun. I love doing like events and stuff like this.
Good. I was going to ask, what was your favorite part so far?
Just hanging out with everybody, honestly. Like the Fable, of course, even though it's still going on right now.
Yeah.
That's fun because you get to intermingle and talk to everyone, and you have people from different backgrounds and different reasons why they like the books or something, or even just talking about like their dog. And I'm just like, this is so fun. We're socializing, yeah. So it's just been great, yeah.
That's amazing. So what has been the most memorable part of tonight for you so far?
The most memorable would probably be when they switched the music and we were like, no one's dancing on the dance floor. Let's go.
Yeah. I automatically was like, as an event planner, was like, I want this DJ's information. He has the best shifts.
Yeah, he did. He did really good. And that was fun. I mean, it's kind of like we're getting, because like I said earlier, you know, yesterday and even this morning we had more panels. So it was more a little serious and stuff. And so now everyone kind of can just unwind and stuff. So it's fun.
Yeah. So what does the bookish community mean to you, like prior to being an author, but now in the author spaces? People came here to see you.
I came
here to see you and meet you.
My friends make fun of me because like, you're so humble. And I'm like, no, I'm just a girl. What do you mean? I love that you love my books and you want to read them. It makes me so happy. Like, let's just bond over that. But so before I was like writing and like shoving it in people's faces, like read this. Of course I read all the time. And so like, I love the bookish community, especially when I was younger, because like, you would find these people who read the same books as you or different books as you, and it's like you build this community of it, you know, because you have these like jokes or like funny things, and it's just a sense of belonging too. And so I feel like literature, all forms, bring people together. It has since the beginning of time. They've always told stories. They've done cave paintings of stories. You know what I mean? So it's just another form of like communication, etc. So yeah, I love it. I love being in it, and then now as an author, you know, of course it changes differently because it's, you know, now you're the one producing these stories people like. So it gives a new twist on it, but it's still that like welcoming, like warm community kind of thing, you know?
Awesome. Yeah. So speaking of being a reader, what are some of your favorite books or anything that's kind of influenced you?
So I know that I write like fantasy, high fantasy as we're going in the series, but I was very much a paranormal romance girly, like urban fantasy. Yeah. Growing up, that's what I read, and so Janine Frost was always one of my favorite authors. She wrote the Night Hunter series, and it was like this half vampire was in love with a real, like a full vampire, and like how they made it work, and it was like an 8-part series and all this stuff, and I like love that. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head right now when we're talking about inspiration, when I was younger. But that was the first book that I really just set with me, and I was like, I love this because she's this female character. She like takes no whatever, sorry if I can't go. She like takes no all the stuff, and then like it just gives you this feeling like I can write this too, and I can do this too. And it was just rewarding. Like it was great. So I feel like that's my roots. Paranormal romance and all that stuff is where like kind of where I started, you know.
Yeah, is that somewhere you see yourself going after?
I do. So I was talking to my editor about this too. Here's the scoop.
Yes.
But with the series that I'm working on now, like once that's like completed and stuff, I already have a series tickling my brain, and I'm excited to do. And we go back to kind of like more paranormal romance and stuff. So we'll still have all the fun banter, all the stuff, but it'll be a little bit smaller world. We're not like opening realms again. So.
Listen, the realm opening.
Top tier. Listen, people, I don't think you messaged me yet, but when people first started, they were like, well, how is it going to be this many books? And I'm like,
I actually have a question about that. Like, how long, have you said how long Gods and Monsters is going to be?
Yeah,
I know
so,
fourth one is coming out May 27th.
May 27th.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. You're like, I know it.
I know it.
I always said we were going to do 7. And
are you?
Yes.
Whoa.
I know.
Are you? We're only getting
I know.
4 months in. I'm only 3 in.
And it's funny because, like, you know, on the plus side, you guys get to grow with me.
Yeah.
So you're seeing it from the beginning, whereas, say, hypothetically, someone starts reading later on, and then you maybe find a series that's already completed, so you get to, like, go through it.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of special, though, that, like, we get to share that kind of, like, all of my readers and stuff together, like, all right, the next one, the next one.
No, every single one that's come out, I'm like,
the next one,
the next one is out.
Yeah, and so, like, later down the road, we find more readers, and they get to, like, read. You'll be like, well, you know what I was doing? I was waiting for the fourth one.
Me all the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was just, that was always my plan, and it's not because it's like I need to, like, keep going. It's just the world is so large. It's so dense, and then you have these multiple POVs, and it's not fair to the characters or the story if, like, I cut it short, if that makes sense. We're dealing with, like, multiple POVs. People are in multiple relationships in different stages. And it's not something where it's like, well, now kiss, you know?
Yeah.
So
I appreciated the build up, the tension of me being like, I'm like, oh, it's coming. And no, it didn't come. No, it's there.
Yeah. And then at the same time, we're dealing with these big bad guy villains and stuff, and their motives and their plans. And it's like, okay, well, how's that going to work out for us? So it's just a lot of variables and a lot of things we got to get through real quick.
Yeah. Is this something that you just thought of, like, one day and then have built upon, or something that's been with you for a while?
It's kind of so. Back in like, this is before I was, like, in college and stuff, even in high school, there was always this idea of this. You know what I mean? And it kind of built. And like I said, I started with, like, the urban fantasy. I was like, this isn't, like, it's gonna be bigger. I have to do something else for that because we're dealing with gods and all this stuff. And it kind of just grew from there. And yeah, like, it's just been something I've been, like, picking at, because originally I was going to school for, like, veterinary medicine, and I was writing on the side.
Yeah.
And I was like, but this is more so, like, my passion. Like, this is what I'm excited for. This is what I do every day. It's what brings me joy and all this stuff. So yeah, it just kept kind of going. And fun story, my publisher, Rosa Starlet, with them, when I mentioned and pitched my books to them, and I was like, yeah, but, you know, maybe people will want a trilogy or 4, and they're like, you need to write as many books as the story entails. Like, if you have to do 12, do 12. And I was like, I don't need 12, but thanks. So, it just kind of progressed from there. Kind of thing.
It's amazing, especially for them to be very supportive of that.
I know, and I love, I'm forever grateful.
It's amazing. Are you full-time author now?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Okay, I was like, I know I reread your bio yesterday. I'm not gonna say recently. It was yesterday. I'll tell you. I was Googling you yesterday again, and I saw that the vet tech assistant for it, and I was like, is she? I feel like she's writing full time at this point.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. Yeah. That's awesome. Diana is the queen of everything.
Same kilograms.
Every single time somebody says, why should I read this book? And I say, do you want a morally gray woman who is truly morally gray? Like, I feel like, as somebody who's read quite a bit of fantasy and quite a bit of, like, darker fantasy that has the morally gray, it's not the women. And you were doing that. What was the inspiration for Diana and, like, keeping her consistent? I feel like a lot of people want to make her better. Like, if they're gonna say she's morally gray, they want to give her a healing arc or something, and it's gonna like it's supposed to change her. Yeah, so I feel like Diana has, like, stayed the course with being this strong, empowering woman who I'm like, she's doing it. She's doing it. So the original idea when I started, it was always her being morally gray, him being super good. Yeah. And it was just so fun to write because the banter, because it's like, well, if they are hurting you, I set them on fire. And he's like, please do not. Like, it was just so funny to do. So that's always been the heart of the story, is her, like, morally greatness. But I will say it's shaped further along the lines, like I said, because I was been writing this for a minute. Because, like, the things I would watch or whatever, one of the things we've always joked about is, like, she has, like, this little bit of Catherine Pierce in her kind of thing. Yes, she does.
And it's like, I love that, but at the same time, it's like, what if this is, like, you know, we get, like, the hot David Salvatores and the Krauses and all this, and I'm like, okay, well, I want, like, a more female version, but, like, progressing as it goes, like you said. So it's just, like, it was fun to, like, have that and, like, be gritty, and, like, she could have these emotions and feelings and do these things these male characters do, and still get the respect and love from, like, you guys, like, the readers. That was, like, one of my all-time favorite things. So, like, yeah, you see it stuff too. Like, you get that feminine rage, but you also see why she does things and why her choices are the way they are. But it also, like you said, doesn't change her. It's not like her being in love. It doesn't change her. You know, her healing, like you said, that doesn't necessarily change her, because that's just who she is to her core. And this was also something me and my editor discussed with writing, you want to stay true to the character. So even though, you know, spoilers, look away guys, but even though she's in love or whatever, it doesn't mean that she's like, you know what, I don't want to do, you know, like it doesn't change her core. If anything, it makes her more protective of what she has because of what she's lost.
That's what I have loved about her, is that she has stayed consistent in it.
She's definitely like, this is my home, this is my family. If you with us, sorry for you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're not part of the family anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the circle. So do you have a favorite like line or quote or anything, like something you're most proud of writing? Is there something like comes to mind sentence-wise?
There's one, but it's a spoiler for book 5, so I can't tell you.
Oh,
so I have to think of another one.
My part is like, what is this quote gonna hit?
It's really good. It's really good. It's one of my favorites, and I'm so excited for us to get to that point as well. I mean, Samuel always has some good lines. You know what I mean?
He does.
He's
got a lot of good things.
Listen, he said, "If I'm in love, I'm in love."
Yeah.
What was it in book 2? He had said, look, I wrote the book, and I'm over here like,
I know. I asked people to listen. They're like, I don't know what I wrote.
Yeah, I don't remember because I'm so far ahead of it, so I don't remember. But there was
a
a lot in book 2 that he said, and I'll just give you the logistics of it. But it's pretty much him telling her, like, no matter what you do, like, I'm still here. I'm choosing you, kind of thing. And it's because he sees her not for like what other people fear, whatever, but he sees her as she is, and he knows like she's dealing with grief and all this stuff, and it doesn't change his heart because of how he feels. And like those moments are my favorite because I personally feel, of course, everyone needs that like solid person in their life, regardless of what it is. That when you fall, you have someone to pick you back up, and they can do the same for you.
Yeah, I always like that he has been a friend.
Yeah,
like
that's what their foundation.
Yeah, it hasn't just been a relationship; it's been a friendship.
They bonded first, they did all that stuff first, and then it became something where they depended on each other and they rely on each other, and that's still how they grow and go through the world.
Makes me so happy.
You're like, give me book 4 right now.
I know. Well, because you said 5, like you skipped 4, so 4 is done then for you?
Getting there.
Okay.
And when I say done, it's like, you know, I'm sitting to my editor back and forth, stuff like that. But yeah, it'll be ready for all you guys in May. And I can't wait till we get closer and I can like do like snippets and teasers.
Yeah, because the title hasn't been announced yet either, right? Okay. So that'll be. Do you know when that's coming at all?
I don't have a definitive date yet, but soonish. Maybe. I'm trying to remember. I was like, what did they kind of hypothetically tell me? But yeah, so we'll be doing like title reveal, cover reveal, stuff like that.
All the things. I'm so excited as a personal fan and reader of it.
Yeah, I really like the title of book 4. Look, I know I'm teasing you, but the title of book 5. Yeah.
So 5 is gonna be 2026 then?
Yeah.
I
want to kind of keep it on that schedule, and that's easier for me though too when we're dealing with such high fantasy, especially if you saw all the documents and air tables and everything I had. You would see how you see how huge the world is. But you would see how I have like places, people, names, like creatures, all this stuff just like listed.
I was gonna say, do you have like a master wall that is? You know when you watch a murder mystery and it's like
that's how I feel.
Okay,
I've sent that meme to like my friends, right? Like connecting lines.
Because how do you plan 7, like genuinely, how do you plan 7 books like?
Insanity, chaos. It's all in my brain, and then of course I put it in different docs. So here's a tidbit so you guys can see, and also the authors that watch. I use one of the big things me and my editor uses Airtable, and that's the one I was telling you. There's like people, places, things, and you can talk about like you can give the creature's name, what book he's in, what he looks like, etc. So you have that cheat sheet, and then I have a bunch of different docs. Like I have a doc that talks about like all the wars that have happened from like Samuel's dad onward. And timeline phrases is that. I have docs when it comes to like the ruling families, realms, and stuff we'll get into, you know, when we get into book 4 or whatever. And then I just have like a bunch of different docs for different things. So that's kind of how we like keep everything together because like it is expensive. So that's why I'm like, that's why it's 7.
It does make sense. I felt like I was like, where's the story going? As you're reading 1, 2, and then you're getting to 3, I'm like, okay, I know that there's more. And now you're telling me 7, I'm like, okay, there's no, like, we're at like this part of the plot then. Like, we're not even at the top of that. We're not halfway through the series.
I feel like the pinnacle we reach is probably the end of book 4. Will be the pinnacle we reach, and then we're kind of, you know, because that's that kind of like spectrum you do. Like, you learn that in school. Like, So,
wow, that's amazing. I was going to ask you what advice you would give to new authors or like debut authors as someone who's gone through that process yourself?
Keep writing. So the biggest, and I know it's like so easy, like, oh, keep writing, but I feel like discouragement happens a lot with new authors because it's like, you know, it is hard. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's a type of art and it's something you build and work at and get better at. But people need stories regardless. We've had, like I said before, we've had stories since the beginning of time. That's never going to change. And we always love and ingest new things. So just because a book does this or something does that, like your story needs to be out there too. Like I wouldn't get discouraged over things you see online or what people say. Like if you're passionate about it and this is what you want to do it.
Yeah.
If everyone should be cheering you on. Like I feel like the author community, the writing community is small in itself. Like we just, I mean, uplift others. Yeah. I want to read more books. Give me more books.
That's me. That's me with how Romantasy Illustrated.
Let me complain about my TBR. That's what I want to do. I want to complain about the stack of books I have.
Yeah. What is on your TBR right now?
Oh, so my TBR, all right, don't hate me guys. So my TBR, I actually have Hannah's book, her second one, finished. I have Raven Kennedy's Art Goldfinch set to finish. What other one? I feel like I'm blanking out now. I have Fear the Flames by Olivia that I have to finish. I have another one that's, I think, Fire in the Sky as well. I have a bunch, and so I have them in the cycle. Yes. So I have them on there, and then I just got the Abigail Owens new book, and I'm like, so I have hers on there as well, and I just have to catch up to them. But I'm trying to finish my book for like little tidbits so I can give it to my editor. Then it's like, all right, I'm eating these books like
you're gonna go for yourself. Yeah. Man, do you have like a schedule of you time or writing time?
Yeah.
And then
it kind of, you have to, but at the same time I say that, and then some days I'll write and then it'll be like, oh wow, I've almost written all day because like the words are just flowing.
Yeah.
But what I try to do, I have a little routine usually in the mornings is like, you know, get up, I'll eat breakfast, do a little workout, like take a shower, whatever, and then I'll write. So I love to write in the mornings. I feel like when I first wake up, that's when my brain's more like active and I'm doing the stuff. So I'll do that, and then, you know, if I write all day, I do, but most of the time I just want to get like a certain amount of words out or something, or like finish a chapter, or, you know what I mean, not to try to put pressure on myself, even though I already have pressure on myself, you know?
Yeah, totally get that. Last question for you. I don't know if you've seen any cosplays happening from Book of Azrael. Have you seen that or want to see more stuff like that happening?
Yeah, I saw a few of them, and I was so happy. I was like, you guys want to cosplay my stuff? I had a funny, it was so cute, one of my readers at a Polycon this year, I won't say last year, she'd come and she had brought a blown up balloon of cotton candy for the carnival scene and like that.
Stop.
I've had people tag me in their cosplays they've done, which is so good. Like the little interactive videos are so fun. I've had people go to conventions that I weren't at and they did it. So I'm seeing them more and more, and I like always try to like, repost, and share, and I'm just like, I love it.
You're so cool. Just to compliment you and brag about you, I think you were one of the most engaged authors that I have seen in terms of like reposting what people are saying, commenting on things, and like sharing them, because I know a person in particular who has just started cosplaying Diana, and like I've seen her stuff on your stories then, and she had just gotten her Book of Azrael. I was like, get it, read it. You have to read it, really. And she did, and made cosplays then.
I just love it, and like I feel, like I said, my friends they brag on me all the time, but it's like, you guys are taking this time out to read these books, and you enjoy these books, and you're commenting or sharing or liking stuff. Like, I feel like this is like the bare minimum I can do. And also I do it because like I love interacting with you guys. Like, it's so fun. Like, that's the whole, like, we're building this community. That's the whole point of it. And even if I can't get to all of them, like, I try, you know. Or like I said, Michaela, my PA, will help me. But it's just so fun to see, and I love it. And I love seeing people's different reactions, or like, you know, the screaming videos I get or whatever. Like, it's so fun. So I mean, it makes it worth it. It's fun. Yeah,
I'm glad. So that's like a motivation for you then.
Yeah, that's also motivation. So every time I feel down, I just go online and be like, I love Diana because she stepped on this man. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? She should do it again.
Kicks him over.
Yeah.
Stop.
Then it just like pumps me up to write some more. Like, I can't let Rachel down for this because you know what I mean?
Because I'm so into it.
Yes. I can't fail her. I have to keep going. So.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for
thanks for having me,
and for writing such an amazing story and telling me that now I have 4 more books to get through.
You're gonna enjoy them so much.
I'm so excited.
I feel like every book you're just gonna be like, what the?
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Cannot wait.
We're gonna go to the study together.
No, I'm like, I need a list of every single event you're going to for the rest of future.
Yeah.
So I can.
We should be putting out a graphic or something for my events because I know I'm gonna ask. I see my publisher tomorrow. Anyway, so I'll just be like, hey, can we do this too?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Amazing.
Yeah.
But
But
thank
yeah.
you for
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
absolutely
Thanks
love it.
for wanting to interview me.
Listen, I obviously as someone who's an event planner and like does fantasy events, like this is my love, this is my passion. And then Romantasy Illustrated came because I go to so many of these events too with Allison, and we're all over the place. And you've seen the bookish community, like out the small part, and I want to celebrate like the merchandise, the cosplayers, the art, the books themselves, the authors, and like going from all levels. And I feel like there wasn't something that celebrates that, and like needed to be a magazine that's gonna celebrate this. And so I was like, why not? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start a magazine. So here we are.
Yeah, I love it. Please keep doing it forever. It's gonna be amazing.
Thank you.
Take over the world. I'll
You
try
heard
to
it
here first, guys.
Yeah, take it over the
We'll
world.
take it over. I'm literally like.